Hello, church. We promised to give you an update on services at our local congregation, what we're going to be doing, and this is the update. But before I give you the update, I do want to share with you guys that I truly miss you guys, truly miss being with you, giving you hugs, dabs, handshakes. And I remembered, before, every time I would get behind the pulpit on Sunday mornings, I would greet you by saying it's a privilege to be with you, and saints, it sure is a privilege to be with you. Never thinking that in the near future we wouldn't have the opportunity to meet up. But I know this time will pass. I know that God is not surprised by this pandemic. I know that God is in control, and we say this often, right? That there is never a time that God is not in control, and God is in control in this time. I just really want to encourage you to continue pursuing the Lord, continue consuming the things of God, like His Word and prayer, and not consuming this pandemic, and the result of that will be fear. I was encouraged by a couple that's been visiting our church for a while, and they called me and said specifically how much they're missing the church, and they're looking forward to joining this local congregation. They called specifically to talk about joining the local congregation and how much they missed the church altogether. And they said it was a bad time for them to call, bad timing, but I believe it was a good timing. It really encouraged my heart, and hopefully it encourages your heart as well. I asked them to share the story, and they said that was perfectly fine. The reason why I'm sharing this is to say to you that God will give you a greater desire in your heart to be with one another. When we finally get the chance to do that, please come back and hug one another and love one another when the time is right. But at this time, let's continue to pray and continue to focus on the things that God has called us to. As far as update, all services are canceled until further notice. So please go to our Facebook page, also the website, for more information as to what we're going to be doing. The plan right now is that this Sunday, Jared and the worship team will be leading us in worship, singing praises to our God and Savior. Then I will have a sermon on Psalm 4. You listened to Psalm 3 last week, and this week is Psalm 4. Psalm 3 was a psalm in the morning. Psalm 4 is a psalm in the night. And David wrote those two psalms together. So I think it's going to be very important that we listen to those two sermons together. And then after, we also have the devotional for you guys. What we're going to do is, as well, on Wednesdays from now on, we'll continue with our prayer services on Wednesdays. It will be live streaming our services on Wednesdays, and Jared will lead us in music, and then I will have a leader with me every Wednesday to be able to pray with you guys, whatever prayer requests that you do have, that we want to be able to listen and to pray, and collectively as a church we will be doing that. So Wednesdays 6:30 to 7:30, set that time where you can pray with us together as a church. And as far as Sundays, next Sunday, we will be starting a new sermon series on family devotion. And that sermon series will be really focused on how to do family devotion. What is the Bible talking about, saying to us about family devotion? So I think it's very important. For those of you with kids, it's going to be very powerful. For those of you with no kids and it's just you and your spouse, you have a mandate to do family devotion. And also for those of you who are single in our local congregation, it's important that you spend time with the Lord and worshiping the Lord. So this series will be a very important series for our entire church. So be praying for us all as we do this. Just one last thing I want to encourage your hearts in is a sense of accountability. Your Sunday school teachers will be reaching out to you and encouraging you to form accountability groups where you are able to call someone, pray for someone in this local congregation. It is very important right now that we spend time praying for one another. Guys, I love you. We love you as the leadership in this church. And let's continue to seek God in this time.